So there you go. We live. Let me just send you the link. Let me just send you the link. So I just started the channel. It's like I have 117 subscribers for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of growing though.
No, it's growing. It's growing. I mean, even the other day, you showed me your Instagram page. It's growing.
I know. It's like kind of growing, man.
It's gonna be funny one day to like look back and see like the Zoom
Bro.
call quality, and then you're gonna be in your own studio later.
I know, right? I know. All right, I sent you the link, so
I
that's when you can
got it.
share it with friends, so they might see you on YouTube right now. So that's when we can go over everything. Okay. All right. All right then. Thank you. Such. All right then. Like I said,
Yeah.
we're gonna start by prayer, and then after that we go straight to the topic. All right, so bow your head, man, and close your eyes. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for everything you have done for us. We thank you for the day we have spent together. And right now, God, we are about to start our broadcast meeting. And we ask you, God, to take over everything. And our friends here, may you bless him with wisdom and knowledge. And every question we're about to ask him, maybe he got the wisdom to answer them. And may people understand every word he has to be said. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. All right, bro. So that was a pleasure, man, being with you today, but usually
Yeah.
it's
This
like at
morning.
night. Usually it's like at night.
Yeah.
So that's a pleasure being with you today, man. So I'm about to share the link with other people right now. So they might see us, you know. So they might see us right now. And so how was everything, Yaldo?
Good. Good. The sun came out today. Yesterday was all rainy, so I dropped my daughter off. To her school. I walked home, breathe a little bit, be grateful for life. So it was a good morning so far.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, nobody really know who Israeldo is, but the thing is, like I said to everybody, so today it's a great day because I have with a friend of mine. We're gonna talk a little bit about some interesting topic, and then I'm just gonna give you the mic to present yourself, let the people
All
know
right.
who you are, and what's your name, where you came from, what's your professions, and then I think so. That's all I can ask. If you want to add something else, that would be good. All right.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So morning, Max. Good morning, family here. Like my name is Geraldo Quesada. I'm one of the recreational therapists at NYP with Max, and from the Bronx originally, but currently living in Brooklyn. And a little background myself. Start from now working backwards. I did my rec therapy degree in Lehman. Before that, I was in the Navy for 4 years doing IT. Before that, I was Boston University doing international relations. In between all of that, between working at dining halls, working at UPS, working in logistics, I had a lot of odd jobs, which in a moment I didn't know where it was going to take me. But in hindsight, I've learned to appreciate and pull from my experiences to make me a better rec therapist because I have a vast background.
All right, bro. Really appreciate it. So now, so did you all do have a family? You got a wife, married, and everything?
Yeah. I go. Been with my wife now. Been dating about 10 years. Married for about 8. I have a 3-year-old daughter. You can probably see if I turn the camera. Her birthday went too long, so I saw the big 3 right there behind me. You know. So, and I got a little cat that you might see pop out at some point.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you for letting us know. I really appreciate it. I think so people on YouTube too really appreciate that because it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. But like we said, we just gonna go over something. But before we go over it, there is a question I would like to ask you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you are a recreational therapist, right?
Yes.
So why you made you do that choice?
Okay, so let me start off a little bit with what rec therapy is, right? It's not too much of a well-known field. It's pretty small, unless you're in a psychiatric ward like me and Max are, right, or a nursing home, or sometimes in long-term care for pediatrics. You might not really see us in the general like other hospitals or other settings. And pretty much what we do is we use either individual therapy or group therapy, which I usually do more at the psych ward, to to facilitate better health, be it social, emotional, physical, mental, spiritual health, right? And the idea is that we use activities and hobbies to like use them as tools towards those better health, right? And how I got into that was my own personal experience. First and foremost, I grew up with a pretty bad stutter, which you might hear every now and then come out, right? I got rid of it around 25, and I got with it through some therapy and some movement. And while in the Navy as well, we had to do a I think, twice a year exam for fitness, and those who would fail would get with me or someone else to figure out why are we failing our exams, right? So the other guy would be, military, oh, push up, run, like, yeah. And I would go, my friend, why are we failing? Do you like, what do you like to do? Do you want to go biking? Do you want to go hiking? You want to go swimming? You want to go running? You want to go walking? You want to go lift weights? What do you want to do to make sure we get you on better health? So in that experience, I appreciated that everyone has a different activity that they really enjoy that brings out the best in them. So when I got out of the military, I was going to do a degree in psychology and therapy, a physical therapy, PT. Thankfully, a mentor that I met along the way told me, "Oh, direct therapy, you can do both at the same time while spending too much time and money in school." So then I got through this, and I had done in 2018, even though I was required to do like 2 months of a clinical, I did it for one whole year at NYP. Funny enough. So when they reopened up, some friends called me, "Hey, we reopened and you did really, really, really well here in 2018. Would you want to come back?" And I took a long. I said no at first, but took a while. I said yes, and that's how I kind of got to where I am now.
All right, man. So thank you for letting us know. And like I said, I already pop up the topic today. The topic gonna be like you said previously, because you're the one who said the topic. I think so.
Yeah.
You might you might tell people what we're about to talk today. What we're
Yeah,
about to
I got it.
all right, cool. What we're
I
about
got
to
you. So the topic I told Max that I'll be interested in talking about is something that's near and dear to my own heart because I live it every day, be it at work or outside of work, is pretty much how does active engagement, like what role does activities and hobbies play in our life, be it social, physical, emotional, and overall wellness, right? And I chose that topic because in this modern day and age, we all sometimes use the excuse for the valid or not that I'm too busy. I'm too busy. And it's something that you really truly enjoy and brings you joy, benefit, health, wealth, social friends, relationships. You're never too busy to better yourself. The issue is finding in what ways and why we should pursue these activities and hobbies. That's really important.
okay. All right. Thank you, bro, for letting us know about the topic because you are the man of the house today. So that's the reason I give you I give you the opportunity to talk, to say what we're about to talk today. Like you said, leisure and relationship, what role does active engagement take in personal and social fulfillment, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I got one question for you, Realdo. The first question is gonna be like, is active engagement and leisures activities essential for maintaining strong personal relationship, or can passive leisure, example like watching TV
Hmm.
together, be just meaningful?
Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to say yes, but we have to kind of change how we look at the idea of what passive is, right? He said to itself, watching it together,
Mhm.
right? So, perfect example that I want to use is sometimes me and wife have different schedules, right? Same. I'm sure same with you, right? We're not always home same time, or we only have half an hour to spend. The kids are asleep, kitchen's clean, right? A half an hour before we gotta go to sleep. Just a little TV, right? Passively, it would be if we're on our cell phones and not watching TV. That's passive engagement. That's not the best, because time flies by. We're on our cell phone, don't talk to each other. That's not good. But for the TV show that she loves to watch, and we're talking about it, we're laughing about it, that is active engagement. So a lot of times it's not necessarily what we do, it's how we're doing it. Even active engagement. Sometimes someone might, with sports, right? Watch sports TV, the husband or the boyfriend might be, yelling at the TV, play, but the wife is on her phone. She don't care, right? That's passive for her, active for me, let's say, but it's not active for each other. So when it comes to passive and active engagement, leisure activities or hobbies, it's not what we do, but how we are doing it. And that's a big part. So we have to be on the same page, talking, laughing, asking questions. Did you see that? Did you see that? We have to be together. And that's the key that I want to focus on. How we're doing it, not what we're doing.
Okay. All right. So if you said we have to focus on the how and the why we are doing it, what's gonna be your advice for people who sometimes watching TV together, but the thing is, when they are watching it, what I might like watching, my wife probably not like it.
Mm-hmm.
So what we should do at this point?
Yeah. And that's when we have to look at the core value of what we're doing and why we're doing it, right? So, for example, like I'm gonna get again, right? Like I usually don't watch TV that much. I'm not a TV person, a sports person, but my wife likes to watch the dating shows, and usually I'll watch it with her. And I never watch it by my own because I just don't care enough to watch it on my own. But when she's watching, she's engaging in it. I like spending time with her, right? So, and in that sense, okay, if a character on the show is being really rude or really like, or being a good example, I can lean on those things that I'm seeing. So I won't necessarily care about the drama, but when it comes to like someone is being well behaved or someone's being a really good friend, I go, oh, that's a really good guy or girl on the show.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I think it's important to find what value you can extract from the TV show or from the activity and at the show itself. The show itself is only a tool. And if you're having a hard time finding that connection, I want to invite everyone to really think about what are my goals in this space for the next half hour. And not just be passive about it, but actively think about, okay, what do I want to spend? What do I want to highlight? What do I want to talk about later? And if I don't know what's going on, oh, Max, I don't watch your show. Okay, tell me what's going on. Tell me. Teach me what's going on. And that way, now the goal now is me learning from you versus me watching with you or talking about it with you. It's always a goal to be had.
Okay. All right then. So that's mean from according to your advice is like if I'm watching something but she doesn't like it, but as long as she compromised to watching it with me, so I got the right to explain to her what is going on or what is the point of watching this. Am I right?
Yeah, well, I would think I would want her to ask.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But some people they don't really ask questions. They just watch. Or you tell them to watch, they just watch.
Yeah. Or like, hey, you mind if I explain it to you? Right? Because I think we want the door to be opened. Either they're opening the door or we're inviting them in. But we don't want to push them into our activity. Because then that half hour they might be bored or resentful because now they may have felt forced. Right. So we just kind of want to invite them in, like, oh, I love this show. Come check it out with me, get some popcorn, get a little wine, just make it a thing, You're gonna have that. Even if I watch a TV show, you have a little wine moment from popcorn, we still have something that we can make it joyful.
I got a silly question, by the way, why you saying like bring the popcorn. It was like just a silly question. The thing is, sometimes we bring popcorn, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes we bring sodas or we bring
Hmm.
wine to start it. But at the end of the day, the show not even finished. We're already gone. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? When I'm saying
Yeah.
gun, gun. Oh, so is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It's a good thing because you were laughing,
Okay, okay.
right? The memory, the joy is the thing. Right? So the TV show, the movie, it's just a tool for us to get together. It's an excuse to
Okay.
spend time together. Right
All right.
now, what we do once we're on the couch, relaxing.
Okay.
Hey, we're here together. That's important.
All right. That's good. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate the answers.
Yeah.
And let's go for the next question now. So the
Yeah.
next question is like, does quality leisure time matter more than quantity of time spent together in a relationship? Does quality leisure time matter than the
Yeah.
quantity of time spent together in a relationship?
Quality. Quality for sure. We could spend every day together and be on our phones or be distracted or be busy or have an excuse. Or I'm working from home today or this and a third, right? But the quality of it, when both people or the whole group, the whole party, they're really like focused and engaged in it, the memories from that 1 hour last a lifetime. Whereas the everyday we're bored or we're not really in tune, you might even forget what happened yesterday because you're just so not present in the moment. So it comes to building ships, maintaining them. I really advise we have to think about quality, intention, and what our goals are in the moment. Because if we just, you know, if I'm here talking to Max like this the whole time, that's not a good podcast, bro. This is not respectful. Also, that right, I want to respect your time and likewise, and we should have that same mindset when we're hanging out with friends, family, loved ones. Being mindful of the time, especially if I said earlier, we're always something to do, be it work, dishes, cooking, cleaning, buying clothes for the kids, making sure stuff is set up for school. Like it's always something to do. So we have to pause and try to make the hour, the day, the weekend super great.
All right, that's good. So that's mean it's not the quantity but the quality.
Quality, quality.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right then. Let's go for our third question now. Because we got a lot of questions to ask
Yeah.
already. You're the boss. You're the boss. You know what I mean? You're the boss because you got experience. You study about it. So that's when I want people to understand one thing. Is like
Yeah.
this kind of podcast I'm trying to do like I'm trying to do is like helping people because
Mhm.
mostly when I was first came to America, everybody was saying like, yo, you know what I mean? And relationship in here, nothing work because husband came home at the time wifey leaves. So I said, okay, so there is no time. And even for raising kids, it's not very easy. They always got someone else to raise their kids. And that's one of the reasons sometimes some marriage fall apart
Yeah.
or some kids became gangsters because
Hmm.
of lack of the fatherhood in the house. But I was like trying to think, so Tim, what can I do for that? And since I don't know, God put something in my heart and said, "Oh, let me just do something, make people understand the value of
Yeah.
family, the value of spending time together." And then I think so. We end up doing it. We spoke about it at
Yeah.
work.
We're talking. Yeah.
you know, I think so. That's a good shot we had today. I will just to talk about it. All right, let's move for the next question. The next question, Geraldo, is like, should couples should couples and families prioritize share leisure activity over individual hobbies?
I really think they should. You know, again, like when I was looking at the question, I really like this word that you use the word prioritize, right? Because prioritize means that I'm putting something over something else, right? So if I get in a habit of, let's say, all right, my wife's home today, she's the kids home today, but I really, really want to play video games. So I'm gonna go play video games. I'm prioritizing my joy or spending time with them. And what that leads to is resentment, right? Or I'm never around, right? Where instead you really want to prioritize couple family engagement because if you wake up early enough, you can do what you want to do. Stay up late enough, you can do what you want to do, right? But like we talked about so before, right? Wife, you come home, wife leaving, or vice versa. So, and the quality again, so like not quantity. So we have to really prioritize when if we are truly busy, family time or couples time or group time together.
All right, so that's mean group time and couple times it's better than personal hobbies.
In a sense, it's not that it's better, but it has to find the balance.
Okay.
Find the balance. If you're always every night going out with the boys, you never home, that's not balanced, right? If you're every day with wife and kids or family, and you never have time to read a book for yourself or go to the gym for yourself to maintain your own health, that's not balanced, right? So we have to figure out what we need more of. Are we lacking family time? Let's figure it out. Are we lacking time to reflect and grow as ourselves, our hobbies? Let's figure it out. But we gotta find the balance and prioritize overall health.
All right. So if I can say in a sense, like when we talk about relationship, is like always compromising in everything we do because we cannot do both things. Like we cannot do everything
Yeah,
together if everybody got something different. It's like you got the bike, both of us is on the bike, but we have to compromise to go somewhere else first. And then if I want to go in my way, so we can go together. That's
yeah,
why. All right, cool. Thank you,
yeah.
man.
If you got the one bike, we gotta figure out because you can't be,
Exactly. Exactly. Because back when we have a proverb who said a dog, a dog cannot run on the four ways. Even
yeah,
he got 4 feet, right? He cannot run 4 ways. So yeah. But right now we got a new age coming up. We got a new generation, and like we use something they call technology right now
yeah,
since we use what we are using right now, because I'm talking to you where you are still like
hmm
all Bronx. I'm living in Long Island, so that's when it's very like some kind of far. But we are together because
yeah,
of the technology, right? But the thing is, we speak through social media as well. We got some fun through social media as well. Like we got Instagram when we got some reels we can watch and everything. We can laugh because sometimes I share them with my wife.
yeah,
Sometimes let me just say I got one example, and then I used to share with my wife and we laugh at it. It's like there was a reels I remember I saw. It's like the husband was calculating the bills coming up to the house, and you see the wife went from the like a shop, like store, like she went from the store and buy all the clothes, and
yeah,
when she was looking at the the husband calculating about the bills, scratching his head, and she just run. So he's like, that was a little bit funny.
yeah,
So you as a husband taking care of the bills, and wifey like spending her time
yeah.
buying clothes and everything, Jesse Penny, Gracie's, whatever, wherever she went. But the thing is, we laugh through these wheels on social media. And now we got TikTok. Now we got Facebook. We had Facebook before. We're still using it. And now we have Twitter and all these social media stuff. But my question is, do digital or social media based leisure activities help or harm personal relationship?
Again, I think you said it beautifully, right? We share we share when your wife, you laugh, right? You guys laugh together, right? So that is the active part, right? Where I was saying earlier too, if I'm on my phone all day, not talking to my wife or to you or anyone else on my phone all day, that's harmful, right? 'Cause I'm now scrolling for something to bring me joy when I can talk to you right next to me, have a good laugh. So social media, the internet, it's a tool that if we use it to share, it's beautiful. Like right now, me and you are on Zoom call. During the height of COVID, everybody was on Zooms or WeChat or WhatsApp. We had a whole party of people on the cell phone, right? From the islands to Jersey to across the globe, everybody was on because that's all we had. as
Yeah,
a tool to engage, right? So long as we're engaging, it's okay. The issue with social media is either like I am shutting down from around me, I'm on my phone all day, or my personal validation comes from, oh, I don't have enough likes, I don't have enough views, I don't have enough retweets, so now I'm not good enough anymore. That's where it gets tricky. When if my external validation comes from an external source of Instagram tells me how popular I am, not my friends or my family, that's when it gets tricky and could be unhealthy.
All right. Okay. So that's been there is a quote. They said social media, pushed away the closest people and make people far away so close to each other.
Yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
share, oh, you share that advice
I
because
I can agree with that.
all right. Because the thing is, we've been seeing people like being on the phone, even sometime in family, like family times, we eating together, like Thanksgiving, you see people on the
Yeah.
table. So what's your advice though? By the way, let me just put that little bit one inside. And what's your advice on that? Like if we are sitting on the table or we spending quality times together as a family, so what's your advice to these families right now who attract more on their phones than the you know nearby?
I think it's definitely tough, but to be mindful, right? Sometimes I do myself. Sometimes I'll be eating dinner and I'll just have it next to me, and I'll do a little peek. But I think there's important. So this is what
Mhm.
I do. I literally put it in the other room and I walk away. And I put the ringer on loud. I walk away. Even when I go to sleep, my bed's right here. I put it away so that way I'm going to sleep, right? So I think just having it a little bit of distance away, put the ringer on loud, right? If someone needs to reach you, they will call you, they'll text you, but we don't need to be on social media all day, scrolling through for no reason. Especially if we're having, mealtime with family, or if you have, young children or babies around, they're always watching and they're always mimicking what we do, right? So try to put it at least a few feet away. So that way if I want it, oh, okay, I have to go get up and get it. Right? Just try to put some physical distance between you and your cell phone.
All right, all right. Thank you, bro. And these are general questions. And now we're gonna go to the next step of the show. And but the thing is, what we're gonna do is like we have some romantic relationship questions. It's like more advice on people for people who got relationship like romantic relationship because
Yeah.
we were speaking about right just now about like general information, general question about families and everything. Now let's go through the two people's having relationship. Um, uh, um, the thing is, I'm just like I want to ask one question. Is like,
Yeah.
is actively engaging in leisure activities together more important than communication for a successful romantic relationship?
I'm going to say active engagement.
Mhm.
And I'll say it because sometimes not everyone has a good way of speaking or good vocabulary to express themselves, right? I know for myself, I love, let's grab a drink, let's talk all day. We'll talk all day. It's okay, right? I love talking, clearly,
Okay.
right? But someone else might not be verbal, but listen, I baked you a cake. Let's eat it together. Right? Oh, I'm making dinner. Come over. I want to share with you. Right? So I think it is the act, communication, talking. That can be a form of leisure, right? Having a good every night, Friday night. Me and friends go out to drink and talk. That's a form of leisure. So I think when we are, whatever it may be, whatever leisure we're sharing, that's way more important than communication. Because sometimes someone just might be silent, might be shy, might not be talkative, but man, they always bring me food or a coffee, or they wish me happy birthday. There's something that they're constantly doing to invite me back into their space to share together, and that's going to be important.
Okay, so that's great because I think so. A lot of people have that problem because I remember when I was first get married, my wife not kind of person who talk, and with like more activities together, with like more leisure activities mostly. I get her to talk, but the thing is
Yeah.
that was like that took me like a long, long, long
Hmm.
time because I have to compromise on almost everything. And let's take an example. I remember she used to watch Love is Blind, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the things she used to watch. And then I was like, yo, come on, girl. Because I don't really understand. Like, one of the thing about this show is like, I know a lot of people watching it,
Hmm.
mostly the women, all right?
Yeah.
The women. But the thing is, I have to sit down and watch the show for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, almost
The whole
one,
season.
exactly, almost one season. But my
Yeah.
thing is, because I wanted her to talk, because
Hmm.
if we want to talk, she always like, okay, no problem. There was
Yeah.
nothing long, always short answers, right? And then I
Hmm.
was like, I have to find a way to understand why she's like that, or probably what I'm talking about, she's not interested in. So
Right.
sit down and watch the show. Like you said previously in our first question, is like when we finished the first episode, and then I was like, okay, just give me the point of someone talking to someone, and the two parts, both people, they are in the
Yeah.
two and they don't see each other and they talk and they feel something for each other. Is it
Mhm.
really true love? And then now she start talking, and that's the first time my wife. She's been talkative too much, and
Yeah.
when I can't even support it because she talked too much
Mhm.
now. You know?
You know,
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
a saying for people who are shy, right? Once you figure out what they like, they will not stop talking, right?
yeah.
So people, so someone's shy, I'll be quiet, and then you hear the keyword, oh, you like this? It's like something that I feel comfortable sharing now,
Yeah, yeah,
and it's
yeah.
something that when it comes to like passion, you are less likely to worry about someone offended, someone to like you, but like I like this, so I want to share it, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. But I think so. I think so. That's one of the best advice. That's one of the best advice you give. Like, looking for what they likes, open the door,
Yes.
let them get in and ask question, or let them ask question and talk about what we just saw. But I think so.
Yeah.
That's what I used, and then to get my wife talk, and then right now she
Hmm.
talk a lot because I know she's watching me right now, but she talk. All right. The next question we have, it's like, can couples with vastly different leisure interests have a healthy and lasting relationship?
I would say yes, and I would hope so. In the sense that if we can prioritize personal time, right? Let's say I'm doing my activity, I'm doing her activity. When it's time for dinner time, things not to share and talk about,
Mhm.
right? So I always want to think, what do I bring to the table, right? So if I'm with you every single day, all day, well, we kind of know what we did today because we're the whole time, right? And there's no real mystery. There's no real sharing because we're there the whole time. Now, we can take away different things from we saw today. That's fair. But when people have their own hobbies, interests that they bring to the table, to the party, to work, it makes them richer. And when you add not one but two, even more richness, and it just adds on richness. I think it's important people have their own individual hobbies, like I said before, right? We may not watch these shows for a wife because they enjoy it, and it gives them a chance to share with us, and likewise. So important people have if they can find time, pursue your interests, pursue your passions.
Okay, 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 okay. So, what is it like in a relationship, like in the couples, where the interest the person has and the other one doesn't have the same? So, what's your advice on that?
Yeah, if like I say, if something that I thoroughly enjoy, my wife just does not care, that is okay. As long as it's not a point of strife or argument, that's okay. Because at that point, I'll be marrying my clone, right? Not one person can't be everything. That's why we have friends, communities. You know, like me and my wife might not really watch fight films, but me and my dad do all the time, right? All kung fu flicks, right? That's why we have to lean into our relationships with our family, our friends, because therefore, as individuals, if they have their own hobbies, at some point we can connect and we can have a chance to express our interests here and then come back to our marriage or relationship feeling fulfilled and not stressed out or ignored because I don't get a chance to share my interest. So long as you have a chance somewhere to express it, it's okay. But also, as long as they are not downplaying or minimizing your joys or saying your joys are dumb, that's not okay, right? So there's a fine line between I like this, you don't like it, it's okay. I'll talk to my friend about it. That's fine. I like this, you don't like it, but now you're giving me a hard time for it. That's not okay. That's it's a fine line.
Okay. All right then. Thank you, bro. The next question is gonna be: does engaging in physical activities, example like sport, hiking, strength romantic bonds, the intellectual activities like reading, debating?
It's going to depend on the person. You know, for example, right? The few weeks ago, I took my wife to do a little bit of rock climbing, and she's not a physical person at all. Just looking at the wall, she got super sweaty, right? Just hoping you're up, super sweaty. But through the climbing and whatnot, we went there about 2, 3 times. Each time she did a bit more, got more confident in it, and she enjoyed the experience. Is she going to do it all the time? Probably not, but she enjoyed the experience because we shared it together, right? That's more active. Back to maybe the more passive, let's say, quote unquote, the TV stuff, right? My wife is a big fan of the cartoon Sailor Moon that she grew up with, right? So every now and then I'll show with her. Sometimes, like there's a Broadway show, like, hey, I sent her way. So Broadway, we're sitting down. We're not actively engaging anything. We're sitting down doing what we're watching people play, whatnot. So long as there is sharing, be it physical or passive, it's okay.
Okay. All right then. So that's mean if two people have not almost the same interests, because I love reading and my wife loves love watching the show. So as long as there is no problem, we can always do whatever we want. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
yeah,
Right.
and try to share about it. What's the episode about? What's the chapter about? And just see what bridges might form.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, man. Now, should couples schedule leisure time together? Because the main thing is leisure time. So what we like, you know, and should couples schedule leisure time together to maintain a strong relationship, or should it happen naturally?
I'm a little biased. I'm not the most spontaneous person, right? I like to know, hey, we're going out Thursday. Okay, me get my mentally ready to go out, travel, strangers, right? Um, but I think there has to be a bit of both. And if you notice, most of the things I say usually a bit of both. It's not necessarily black and white, right? Because I'm not big on surprises. I like things being planned out, but sometimes um, spontaneity is beautiful, right? Like if I bring you flowers on your birthday or anniversary, that's nice. You expect it, right? Because it's scheduled. We know time, right? But a random Tuesday, a whole bouquet. Oh my God, you thought of me, right? That more spontaneous. So it really kind of depends on what's going on. They're both really good. Structure is important. Again, we want to make sure we have that quality time set in place. Like, okay, Sunday we're going to do this. Let's make sure we enjoy it because after that I have to go to work or whatever, right? It's important. But spontaneity means, for me at least, you're thinking of me when you don't have to, and I appreciate that. I don't know, or when my wife might bring home a cheeseburger, I go, thinking of me at work, and I appreciate it, right? Or I'm bringing some flowers, right? Or things like that, like little gestures can be spontaneous. It doesn't have to be, uh, you know, call out from work today. We're going to the Bahamas. That's spontaneous, but sometimes depending, you know, unreasonable to just drop everything we're doing. If we have other plans that I may not have known about,
Mhm.
not conflict. But a little bit of both goes a long way.
All right, so I remember when you say that, I remember one day, I think so. I was about to go to work, and then, you know, just it just happened,
Yeah.
and like on my way to go to work, and at the same time, something just coming up, and then I said, like, let me go buy a whole bouquet for my wife, and then I went, and I know she likes fritai in Haitian culture, right? And
Hmm.
then I went to a restaurant, like Haitian restaurant, and buy like a big bowl of fritai, like plantain, fried plantain,
Yeah.
and oats and everything, sausage. And then I went to her, like to her office, and then drop it off. And and she was like, let me, and when I dropped everything and I take my car because I was on my way running to go to work because
Yeah.
she, I was about to get late.
Yeah.
And and on my way to work, and she called me and said, "Oh, thank you for the flowers. And I got a question." And I said, "Okay, I'm listening." And she said, "How did you know I wanted to eat this food today?" I was like, "I don't know, because it just popping."
Yeah.
Is that meaning, like, when we get closer and we got some leisure time together, is that like make it like even the whole nature tell us what to do?
Yes. I think so. You know, I'll use the example you gave earlier of like watching the Love Is Blind show, right? How many different little nuggets of someone's personality we may not hear, but gets put into our brain, into our heart. So then randomly just driving, oh, you know what they said last week? They're craving. They wanted this. Let me go get it real quick. Right? Oh, how'd you know? I guess it wasn't there. Like you were saying it for past week, maybe because we were talking about the show or whatever it is, and it came up, and I randomly remembered it. So now let me go be spontaneous because we had the structured time to talk and share, and things that come from it now can be more spontaneous. So yeah.
All right then. All right. So that was like the part of relationship, romantic relationship we had to discuss and in the show today. But there is like two other parts I wanted to, because that's how I do it. It's like I just put some segment, to break down everything. And the next part is gonna be about friendships and family, because we know, for me as a Haitian, and our culture, when two people get together and they get married or they living together, they have a relationship. Sometimes family get into this relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and that's caused a lot of problem, and mostly in the men's side, and the men's side mostly, on the men's side, because the mother will never agree. Even the son get married, but she will never agree. And like hearing the wife saying something wrong about his son, you know,
Hmm.
that's always causes problem. But the thing is, sometimes people might say to the parents. So for me especially, I remember when I was getting married, and the night of the wedding, I have to dance with my mom, and while we're dancing, and I have to tell her that, baby, I love you, and I'm telling you, and I appreciate everything you have done for me from the day I was born into your belly until
Hmm.
now. And I'm really grateful for that, and I praise you every second of my life for it. But I'm about to get a new family now. I'm not creating an extended family,
Hmm.
creating a third one. So
Right.
that means there is someone who rules that family. And she got some policies. So whoever you are, you better bend to that
Hmm.
policy. She was like, I don't understand what you're saying. I said, what is it you don't understand? She said, I don't get it because I don't understand what how dare you telling me what to do?
Right.
That was the reaction she has. But the thing is, I tell her, like, honestly, it's not like I'm daring, I dare telling you this, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you the truth and the facts.
Hmm.
Because now I might be the man of the house, but the house has a ruler, which is my wife. So that's whatever she wants, we have to bend to it, even if it's like something we don't really like. But I think so. That's the one of the difference I've been made in my marriage since with my wife. We're about to get 5 years right now. So we never had that kind of problem. But I've been seeing that problem in a lot of families.
Yeah.
Otherwise, is sometimes it's friend, sometimes it's family. Relationship get broke only for that. But is it worth it? I don't think so. But that's made us go into our third part in the podcast right now. But right now the question is are friendships built on shared leisure activities stronger than those based on emotional support?
I I would say emotional support is probably going to be a little stronger, right? Because emotional support tends to be more varied, right? So, so the minute, let's say, I can't play basketball anymore, okay, that friend group might be gone, right? Because the activity is the focus of that friendship, right? The more, let's say, I can't go online anymore and play games, I might not talk to those friends as much anymore because that is the focus of our friend. That's our connection is activity. Where bonds built on emotional support, we could be, supportive and maybe play basketball or games, or but the base is emotional support, which is more varied across any social domain, be it physical, emotional, spiritual. Like that's more concrete, and it tends to overcome more barriers, right? So how often, right, we have friends that you like the ones to a party. Oh, I'm kind of busy. 2 times a party. I'm a kid. I can't go. 3 times, maybe next time. That's it. There's no more fourth time because our friendship hinges on activities. Where if it's emotional support, I'm busy with my kid. Oh, I'll swing by. I'll bring some food over because they have more understanding of what's going on. So if you could always prioritize emotional support, I would do that versus moment to moment leisure, just because leisure is important, but emotional support is more long term.
All right, so that's me. We can always talk about leisure, but emotional supports are more important.
Yeah.
Great, but I love the honesty though.
That's gonna be my
Yeah.
opinion. Because again, emotional support, yeah, you know, um, we can be really good friends and talk about games or life going on. But if all we do is game together or drink together, and I can't do that anymore, then you stop calling me because it's all about the activity, not the person.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, we got the podcast sharing on YouTube right now. People watching you live, and then there was a question coming up on the YouTube before I step on the next question I have for you. The question is, someone said, "What do you think about? What do you think of the sorry? What do you think of the 777 rules for couples? The 3-7. I
Let me
don't know
look
if
that up real quick. I don't know. Let me look it up. 777 rule.
yeah, it's if you need some it's like 777 3 sevens. They said that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it's doable, kind of goes back to the question that you had, Max, about having the structured time, right? So if I'm looking at it right here, right? So it says, from what I'm reading, is if I have a date every 7 days, That's structured. Hey, we're going to go out for brunch or for lunch. Every 7 weeks, hey, let's go out for a weekend. You know what's coming. What's it here? Every 7 months, vacation, you know what's coming. Structured. If you can follow that, given schedules, why not? It's structured and anticipated. The issue is now, very careful, this one is that, like I said before, it has to be invited in. If I go, hey, on the 7th day, we are doing this. 7 weeks, we are doing this. Like, whoa, I don't get a say in this. Maybe I don't want to go there, or maybe I'm very busy. Or like we have to find compromise. But it's nice in that it removes the I'm too busy factor. Every 7 day, 7 weeks, mini vacation, getaway, or 7 months, one vacation. Okay, it's coming up. Let's plan together. What are we going to do? What do you want to do? Where do we want to go? Right? It makes us actively engaged in our leisure time together. So both parties are involved in it. Chef's kiss.
All right, that's good. All right, so I hope that person get satisfied of the answers, because it was like I used to, I used to know about 222, but never heard about 777. That was the first time I heard about it, and because the 222 is was like 2 day, every 2 weeks we got a date night, every 2 months we got weekend
Mhm.
together, and every 2 years we got a vacation.
Yeah.
Because I think so the reason that person did that way, use the number two, it's like a kind of financing adjustment too.
Mhm.
Because for them, I think if we do it like 7 days, every 7 days, so that's mean 7 days, like every 2 weeks, we always go like 2 times, like
Yeah.
every week we had a date. And it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like too often. For me, it's too
Yeah,
often.
that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's too often,
Yeah.
because I rather take the 222 instead of the 777.
Mhm.
For me, it's like too often. And but I think so both part, they got problem in, because if we do 222, and for the vacation every 2 months, it seems like too close to, 2 years,
And
yeah.
and money adds up, right? So I think
Exactly.
it's important to
Yeah,
again, like, hey, what are we doing, right? Because we have to make sure that what we're doing is sustainable.
yeah, but I think so. The best one is the 222 for me.
Mhm.
Like, according to me, the 222 is better, because we don't need to go every 7 months. We don't need to go every 7 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's better to go like 2 weeks once, two
Yeah.
months
I have it
once.
here. It says a date night every 2 weeks, a weekend trip every 2 months, and vacation every 2 years.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
and
for
that's
me
more
better.
more sustainable. Yeah, it's more sustainable.
Exactly.
We have to
That's for
find
me.
because and thing though too, right? Is like depends on our jobs,
Yeah,
right? So
exactly.
people who work in healthcare, we don't have a steady schedule, right? We don't have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
No, I
If
don't.
someone works remote all day, they're home all day because they work remote. They have more free time to figure out what's going on. Or if someone does work via contracts, right? They can't do this rule because right now for the next few months I'm on a contract, but when I'm done, I'm free. But any way we can find to schedule time together is good time. That's the value. Like I think it's important to figure out, right? The 22277 or number is just those are details.
Yeah.
But the value is how often are we going to spend time together? That's the value that should be highlighted.
Well, the person said it doesn't mean to have like an expensive date though. It can
Yeah.
be it can be an ice cream. But the thing is, for
Or
me,
popcorn.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, for me,
Yeah.
like, do couples do that still? Because it's been a long time though. It's
Yeah.
been a long time. I've never seen people doing that, like walking in the park, do picnics. But I
Hmm.
think so that's one of the things we lack of, and that's why we got this whole generation messed up, because
Yeah.
they don't see parents getting together. And what's your advice on that, Geraldo? So what's your advice, like, The question just popping up. That's why I'm
Mhm.
asking
Yeah, it's okay.
it. What's your advice on that? Because we got a crazy generation right now
Mhm.
where kids doesn't mingles with their parents anymore.
Yeah.
I think so. The reason is parents don't mingles together. They just like do what they have to do, take care of the family. The father,
Mhm.
that's what he has to do, and take care of the schools and university or college for their kids. But the thing is, what's your advice on that? So how we can get that back because we lost it. How we
Mhm.
can get that time, quality time with family together? How? Your advice as a therapist.
You know, you know, and as a dad, right? Again, the husband, right? I think for two things, right? This will be a little off topic, but it relates in that, a lot of time it comes to people who are passing away or dying, right? They always say the same thing. I wish I spent more quality time with my wife, my kids, my friend, because money comes and goes, right? One day we're doing really well, one day we're doing kind of not so well, right? But the people in our lives, they are always should be always present. So we think about what our priorities are, right? If I'm working really hard, if I could go to college, why? Because I love my kids. So what else can I do for my kids that shows them I love them? And that's why I'll bring back the question of being spontaneous. One day, right? Me and my wife happens both hope we're both off. We go pick up the kid, and I go, just some ice cream right there, right? She goes, why? I'm gonna go, yeah, she likes ice cream. Let's go some ice cream. Let's make it fun. So we go in there. They have like boba, Thai, lychee, with lavender, vanilla, and the little girl says, she's, ah, I want all the ice cream. I go, pick two, right? And and the few times where I think it's okay, she had her little ice cream sandwich. We took a photo together. Okay, memories, right? But I think it's important to be spontaneous to share joy with loved ones, and not just go about daily activity, daily like just work, laundry, eat, sleep, cook, clean. You can do that. It's okay. But sometimes my daughter, I'll make her take the laundry out. Now, and she sees me and goes, "Oh, I want to help. I want to help Papi." So even if I'm doing daily activities that could be boring or not fun, bring them in. Let's do it together. Anything done together is quality time.
Oh, that's good. That's good, man. That's good. I really appreciate the answer, man. Yeah, because a lot of people don't really understand that. Because one of the things I've been seeing in a lot of family, there is always um, they sharing how they call it, like the sharing stuff. It's like you as a husband, you get the bills done, and me as a wife, I got the groceries done. So one of them didn't do their part, and then things going crazy because I have to pay the bills. You didn't do what you said you want to do, but
Hmm.
like, argument and problem coming up, and because of sharing everything. If we do everything together, I think so. We do the laundry together, we do the dishes together, we even cook together. I
Yeah,
think so that's gonna be more healthy than
yeah.
sharing. No? Yeah,
And talk. Hey, listen, today I'm busy. I'll take care of this. Can you do that?
true,
And
true.
next week it might be flip. It's not always 50-50. Sometimes it's 100% together, 70-30. Once someone's really busy or not feeling well, 100-0 because they're not feeling well. You gotta. This is where we talked about earlier, Max. We have to communicate. Even if you're good at talking, you have to still figure out where we are at in this moment.
All right, that's cool. All right, so let's take another because we have to jump in the personal well-being and society. Before that, I got a last question about friendship and family, and the question is: should parents should parents encourage children to engage in structured leisure activities or unstructured free time more beneficial for development? Should them do that?
It's one of those. really gray, right? Depends on the kid. You know, if a kid is really, really shy, they may need more structured, playtime in the park to
Mhm.
be less shy, right? If a kid is, is really creative and they can play on their own and they have things that they really want to do. Like my daughter loves to dance and jump around. Right? Okay, go ahead, do that. Explore your creativity because you already have it. Right? So it really depends on the kid, but both are okay as long as there are not too tight guide rails and not too wide. The kids doing whatever they want to do all day, that's not good. Sometimes you gotta go to school, kid. Gotta read the book, gotta do homework, right? But let's say the kid, I don't like doing, I don't know, ballet or just like that, and you're just like, oh, you gotta go play piano. I don't like it. I hate it. Play piano. That's too structured, and so we have to find what they really enjoy. As long as they're being creative in their activity, I think that's the key. If they're pursuing creativity and you see them thinking and going, oh, what's this? What's that? And they come forth and we guide them to that, that's the thing. So if they need structured time because maybe they're too wild, right? Or if they need more leisure because maybe they need to just explore their own creativity and their own passions. It depends on each kid. But I do think we as parents or as community need to be somehow involved in each process, not completely hands off.
Okay. All right, that's good. All right, now we just gonna jump on the last part of the show today. It's about personal well-being, like I said, and society. And I got only two questions from that, and we're gonna ask. And then after that, I think so. Before we close, and if you have some question, and uh, we can always talk about it. And there
Yeah.
is a person said, and she said in the chat, uh, I like that. Anything done together is quality time. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Esther. Thank you, Esther. Really appreciate it too. All right. The first question, like I said, I got two questions from that.
Yeah.
The first question is should workplace encourage employees to engage in leisure activities together to improve team relationship? Like if we can go out for a drink, you
Yeah.
know.
I don't know how many times I can say yes, but yes, 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 yes. Besides the fact that if I spend most of my day, 40 plus hours a week at work, I don't want to be miserable, right? I want to go to work. Oh, there's Max, there's Steph, there's Brett, whoever it is, right? I want to be able to talk to my coworkers, right? And because I'm spending a lot of time there. I said earlier too, the more so at work now, everyone has their own hobbies that I can learn from, that I can grow from if we have a chance to share. And more important than that is that really, truly, yes, really should have some sort of events to build bonds because it's extremely difficult to be miserable at work than happy at home. That's humans aren't a light switch off and on. So if work is really annoying, miserable, I feel undervalued, I'm probably going to bring some of that stress home.
Mhm.
But if I have a good day at work and we have a good party, people bring food, yo, so and so brought this today, or this person's birthday this week, so I'm bringing something as well. That excitement, that joy, it carries over into other parts of our life. So besides the whole, work performance is always better, community is always better. People are more teamwork oriented when you have events. It also helps outside of work in that it elevates our general well-being. Then we come home to our kids, our family, our friends, our community, we also feel better as well. So yes, 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 yes.
A big
Six
yes.
times, 10 times, yes, big yes.
All right, all right. All right, then. So we're gonna step on the last question for today. It's like uh we said a lot about leisures, we said a lot about family, friendship, parents, and everything. But now let's talk about leisure on the view of the government, because we are living in a country, we
Mm.
are guided by some rules, some laws, and everything. So the question is, should government invest in public leisure facilities to strengthen community relationships and well-being?
And I think it's going to relate very much to the workplace again. Very much a yes, yes, yes. Let's look at, for example, is parks. Right? Parks are public space that allows us to go enjoy family time, host barbecues. If they have the public pools, summertime, people go to the pools, right? More folks out there, please look up the Parks Department. A lot of times they host free events like a free Zumba class or a free crochet class or a free how to learn how to bike class. A lot of times, you know, there's a phrase: "If you build it, they will come."
Mhm.
The government, especially early on, was heavily involved in leisure activities and structuring certain ways in which the community was healthier. Now, if we look at the way things are, especially with school, right? No more are kids outside running anymore. Lunchtime is inside on their phones, right? They don't go on trips anymore. They work, school, back home, right? So a lot of those cities that allowed all generations to share, explore, and be one with the community as they remove. There's no more block parties anymore, or not as much, right? So the more activities that are offered, even though not all of them will be big events, they all provide an opening to a bigger community to break down barriers. And that is the idea. And when government sponsored, it tends to hurt less for the personal pocket because it might be free or reduced cost. I go, kids go, community goes, then the vendors, the restaurants make little stores. Everyone benefits from having sponsored leisure event activities.
All right, all right, all right, all right. I think so. We've been spending a lot of time, like 1 hour, talking
Yeah.
about a lot of things. I just want you, guys, reminding you, we were talking about leisure, and then how you guys can get together, how you can enjoy time together. And we was like separated the show in three. First of all, it was the general question, and secondly, it was a romantic. Oh, sorry, four. It was a romantic relationship, and thirdly, it was a friendship and family, and fourthly, we speak about personal well-being and society. So, thank you, Geraldo. I don't know if you got question, so I'm really open to ask them
Yeah, actually,
to answer them.
yeah,
Sorry about that. So, whatever you got, whatever question you
yeah.
got, just shoot right
Actually,
now.
yeah, I actually had three, but we kind of talked a lot about the wife and kids already, somewhat. So I actually want to peep a little bit for the viewers at home how I approach leisure with my patients and people. When I ask Max this question is how do you, Max, how do you feel before an activity and after activity, right? So how did you feel? Say if you go into the event, how do you feel before the event?
Uh, I think so. I get excited, getting excited before, and then mostly if I'm going with wifey, with my wife, because we always try to match on everything, you know.
Mm,
Yeah. So, and when we went, it's depend how the things goes, and then people always come to me after that and said, "Yo, I don't know, man, but I do like you guys as a couple,
yeah,
because so young, so open, and you guys, you are not shying and everything." But I always tell them it's always God grace, because even the Bible said that whoever found a wife who you know look up to God, you find a ruby. It's not even a
yeah,
diamond, it's a ruby. But the thing is, I always said that. And after that, sometime when I go back after the event and sitting down and thinking, and then sometime things pop up to say, I'm a blessed man. God loves me because God gave me a wife who I know really love me though. That's one of the first thing I always remembered. I always
Mm,
said thank you God for that because sometimes go to some event and get people come to you and ask you, they want to be like you, and you ask yourself who you are to have people come to you though. And after that, thinking about that, it's always a blessing. It's not because of me, but I think so. It's God grace through my wife, and that's why they see we are so blessed. And I really think I'm really thankful because I always said if it's not for God, I will never have her. But with her, I feel like complete, and everywhere we go, it's always popping up after that. That's how I feel. Very
yeah.
blessed. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Yeah. I want to highlight for the folks, right? Because before was preparation, right? The wife, oh, well, what are you going to wear? What are we going to wear? What are we going to dress? How are we going to, where are we going to go, right? That communication.
Yeah, yeah,
But then afterwards, right, that satisfaction, that reflection, like, okay, this is a fun time. I'm an example, I'm a role model, I'm grateful, I'm blessed,
yeah,
right? So, but all these emotions came, the activity was a tool
yeah.
that allow for the preparation, that allow for the feeling of blessed, success, right? Activity itself, it can be fun, it can not be fun, but the before and after are also really important as well. I'm glad you had that moment of reflection.
Mhm.
And last one for everyone, Max, right? When was the last time you tried a new activity, something that you're not good at, and how did it feel?
Bro, the last time he was like a boys trip. I got my
Mm,
friend, yeah, I got my friend under the live. He knows he's the one, he's my daughter's godfather, but he's the one who bring me into that activities because I never had a boys trip like before. I used to date myself, like going out like with myself, no family, only
yeah,
me go to the restaurant and eat, right? Because I used to do that before I get married, but I'm still doing it. Events once a month, I'm still doing it. But never had a boys trip before. That was the first time I was about to get a boys trip. And then we went to Las Vegas because I was excited going to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? You've been seeing Las Vegas on TV.
yeah,
You see all the lights and all the parties going on. And then I was like, yeah, because we travel a lot. My family and I, we travel. We do travel. Like every
yeah,
year. But the thing is, going to a boys trip by myself for the first time, man,
yeah,
that was so exciting. And then and then I went. And we spent a weekend though. I think so. We went from the Thursday and Friday. Yeah, we came back on Monday because the time is not the same. We came
yeah,
back. But when I went, the first day was cool. First day, I'm telling you, was cool. Enjoying the views, and we had pool, and we was like, enjoying like a boss, man. Like
yeah,
we were enjoying like a boss. Like, a lot of black boy, a lot
yeah,
of black men, a lot of black men sitting down. We got some oil on the body. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That is yeah.
professional.
The body was oily. The body was
Yeah,
oily. Sunshine, yeah, people just take a look like they men. These men they enjoy time. But the thing is, day passes. The next day, I went sleeping, and then we had party going on tomorrow. We got boss party. It's like you taking one boss and they drop you in the pool. You enjoy the pool, and there was another bus coming up like 4 hours later. You drop it in, and they send
yeah,
you somewhere else. You go, boy. It was like nice,
boom, 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 boom. Yeah,
yeah. But when I was like enjoying the time. It's like I was 1 hour later. There was one party I went to, and then I saw people like in that pool. Everybody having someone,
mm,
probably the girlfriend, the husband,
yeah,
the wife, and something kicking, something kicking. He was like, "Yo," and I call my guy and say, "Bro, he just make a love low sign under the chat now. So I was like, yo, something kicking me. I don't understand. And we were like drinking and partying, bro. I'm telling you, that was good. That was nice. But something just kicking, man. And I was like, damn. He said, what happened? What happened? What happened, man? I said, yo, I miss my wife. Yeah. I said, I miss my wife. And he said, yo, pick up the phone and call her, man. That's fine. And then he said, even it's a boys' trip, you can always call. I said, I tell her so I don't need no, problem. I don't need nobody bothers me because it's a boys' trip. I was
Yeah.
excited. I was excited, man.
And now you're the
And
one, hey, you home?
exactly. He was like, hey, I missed you though. He said,
Yeah.
hey, that was a boys trip. Why are you calling me for? I said, yo, I missed you so much, man. She said, okay, that's fine. I know. Because the thing is, that's why that's where I do understand when God said, um, I'm gonna make him a helper. Because for me, that never happened. Even I had a girlfriend before. Even we were fiancé before. But since we've been spending time together as wife and husband, I feel like spending 1, 2 days, it's okay. May go more than that. And I think so it's kind of, weird.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I always said to people, I don't know how people do overtime at work. I used to do overtime, but sometimes I wanted to because you need extra money, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time too, even I'm doing overtime, I keep thinking about my whole family, man. It feels like, yo, I want the day to finish. I want the night to gone.
Yeah.
And then because I want to go home, I want to go home. But I think so that experience I have with my friend, like my brother, he teach me a lot, man. He teach me a lot. And then we were planning another event, and then the day we took, it was like Mother's Day. Get in, I tell him, man, I can't go because I have to spend the Mother days with my family. But the thing is, that teach me a lot and make me understand. So if you are a husband or wife, it's not easy though. I'm not saying you can't, but it's not very easy to feel okay spending 1, 2 days. That's fine. 3 days. That's fine. But over than that, I don't think so. It's really easy though. It's very hard.
No, it's very hard. Especially too, like, if you're married for 5 years, I'm going for 10. It's like you spend every day with them. So it's like, okay, where are you? I miss you. I'm so used to having you by my side.
Yeah. So that was the experience I have. But that was a good experience though. That was a good experience. I learned something. That's where too I learned how deeply I love them. Teach me that too. That teach me that's the way I learned how really, really, really deeply I love my wife, because it feels like, I don't want to say she's my oxygen, but it feels like something was missing.
Yeah.
Because I never traveled by myself. That was a first experience, but I did learn about it. And that's why I said I can always go to a boys' trip. But the thing is, I cannot spend more than 3 days. If it's over that, I don't think so. I can stay. I can always go for a weekend. Friday, come back on Monday. Friday, maybe come back on Tuesday. It's depend. But like whole week, 5, 6, 7 days.
No, it's a lot. I mean, for me, it's a lot.
I will die. I'm telling you, man. I will die. So that's all I learned, man. Thank you for the question, bro.
Man. It's a good answer too. I'm glad it shows a lot, like how good the activity itself is only a tool to really reflect on our life and appreciate our lives more.
All right, man. Thank you so much, brother. So I don't know if you have a last thing to say, and before we close, because I already take a lot of your time right now. I know you are busy, right? Because you got work, waiting for you right now.
Yeah. No, other thing I'm gonna say, just if everyone, just pursue what brings you joy, right? Actual genuine happiness, your curiosities, and you'll find that in that pursuit, other values might come to play that we hopefully double down on, that we appreciate, or that we weren't aware how important it was to us.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And it's not the last time. Even it's the first, it's not the last one. I think so. Maybe next month you might coming up again for a next topic.
Yeah. And I appreciate you doing it in the morning with me. That's why I'm free. So I appreciate that.
I know, because that's I always trying to find what is
Yeah.
comfortable for my people. And then, like I said, I got another one coming up this Sunday because I'll be off this weekend. I got another one coming up this Sunday. It's gonna be about mortgage, so how you can
Mm,
buy mortgage and everything. So I got another friend of mine. So we're gonna talk about that. Everything people want to know about how to process the process goes, how you can save money to do it, where you can invest the money to buy your own house, and then the cons and the pros. So we're gonna talk about everything on Sunday evening. All right, well, thank you. Like I said, we always start with prayer. We will finish with prayer. And thank you a lot, man. Thank you so much. All right, Heavenly Father, again, so once again, we came and bow before you to thank you for the moment we spent together. And it was very nice and healthy moment. And we thank you for our brother Geraldo. We agreed to be on the live with me today. And we ask you, God, to bless his family, his daughter, and his wife, where she is right now at work. We ask you to protect her and bring her home safely. And always, God, put them under your wings and bless them as you always blessed us. Bless everybody who were at the chat too, was talking, was listening, and watching us. And we ask you, God, to always give them answers when they are looking for it. And thank you again for the purpose of this show, of this podcast. Bring and send people over to keep talking about stuff in our society we need. And with our family, we want to get stronger, stronger and healthy. In Jesus' name, we do pray. Amen. All right, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, man. All right, so I'll see you
yeah, I'll see you
probably.
later. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, we all do.
All right,
Bye.
brother. Bye, everyone.
All right, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here with me. So, like you already know, this is Black Excellence, and the purpose of the show is only to help you guys understand and what is good for your family and what is good for your life as well. But I hope you guys enjoy the show, and I really appreciated the time you're spending together with me. And I wanna give a shout out to everybody who were there. And first of all, I want to say hi to Sunshine. I don't know if it's Sister Sandra. And I want to say hi. Thank you for Rubens, Chokepeya. So I want to say thank you to Evenson, cousin, Medina, Esther, Melissa, and then Mike, my brother, and Ernice, Old Bike. I want to say hi to you. And I want to say hi to my wife who was there too. Wifey who was there. I know she's working. I want to say hi to her. Thank you. And our sponsored. I want to say hi to Rodney Construction, who always, if you can get this show up, it's because of Rodney Construction, Mommy Chantal. And then, yeah, these are two sponsors we got. And I want to say thank you for them. And thank you guys for staying with us for the whole hour and a half, you know. So always remember to share the live, to subscribe our YouTube channel. And then if you got question, you can always text us on Black Excellence 509 LLC at gmail.com. The same name on the YouTube platform, but at gmail.com, you can always text us. And if you want to be a participant like our guest on my show, we open. You can always contact us again on the Gmail address. So that's when we can always invite you and talk about whatever topic you want to talk about. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good week, and may God bless you all. I'll see you again. Remember, Sundays. Yeah, let me see. Sunday gonna be the day we're gonna talk about mortgages. We're gonna talk about the process how to buy a mortgage. We're gonna talk about where to invest if you want to get the money, which bank you can use to get a mortgage. And when you finish buying a mortgage, how you can um, try to understand the payment, if you can get that house, how you can verify if the house is very good, what is inspection for the house, what is appraisal for the house, all of that we're gonna do on Sunday. That's why we call the show Basic and Education about Mortgages. All right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great, great, great rest of your day. All right.